Hello, everyone, and great Monday afternoon, great Monday evening. I am Dr. Anissa Short, and welcome to another episode of Chosen Pen Conversations with Chosen Pen. Today's episode is going to be a little different in that I'm going to be bringing to you a few nuggets as the success strategist. Today's episode really should be entitled Short Talks. I've got information that was created especially for you if you are an author and an aspiring author or entrepreneur. Now, really, that was redundant because when you decided to write a book, you immediately became an entrepreneur. And sometimes in the journey, in your literary journey, especially when you're a novice, you really just don't know what steps or what measures that you need to take to go to the next step, to take your book out there, to get it out there, to get it to get some exposure. Let's just say it that way. When you write your book or when you made a decision to write your book, the content of your book is information that people need. There are people waiting on your book, and it's up to you to make sure that what you have penned to paper gets out to the masses. And so today's short talk is going to talk a little bit about or share a little bit about how you can do that effectively and with intention. Okay. So grab paper and pen and let's get started. So I want to share a screen with you. I'm going to add this to our screen and I want you to be able to see me too. So let's try to see if I can do this way. No, let me try another way. Here we go. All right. So this short talk is entitled Get Out of the Door. Now, I could have said get out the door. You know what that means. Get out of the door means simply what it states. You have got to get outside of the four walls of your home and to get your book out there to the masses. There are three practical ways in which you can do that. They are usually very inexpensive ways in which you can do that. Whether you choose to take action daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly is totally up to you. The bottom line, though, is this: you have got to get out of the door. And so today's short talk is going to just basically share with you how you can get the word out about who you are and the book or books that you have written. So one way in which you can get out of the door is to attend networking events. I want you to take some time to check your, let's say, meetups. There is a website called Meetups. I want you to go to Facebook and go to events and do some research, take some time to look to maybe 30 to 60, 90 days out. What events are going to be held in your local community that you can attend? Maybe there are luncheons hosted for the local chamber. Maybe there are breakfasts hosted by your local chamber, or maybe other entities like sororities or churches or book clubs. Find those networking events and get out of the door. Commit to attend these events. Now, why is that important? I want you to look at networking events as ways in which you can work in your general community, in the city in which you live or in the neighboring county in which you live. These are ways in which you can basically share with your neighbors that you are an author and that you have a book that everyone needs to add to their library. So let's talk a little bit about what that may look like. Let's say you are a doula and you've written a book. Maybe your book is entitled 10 Things New Moms Need to Know While Pregnant, whatever that title is. And then you go to a networking event held at a local church, and that event is for women. How do you not know that there's a woman who's pregnant that you might sit by who would love to have a copy of that book? This is her first child. She's nervous. She doesn't know what to expect. The content of your book is just what she needs to get her through this journey. How do you know that the mother of a woman who's engaged in working with new pregnant women or single pregnant women, or maybe a crisis center with pregnant women, would love to have that book in her library to be able to share with her clientele? Well, you won't know if you stay home. You have got to get out of the door. Let's just say that you are in the beauty industry. You work with modeling talent and you have information in your book talks about the things that they can do practically to prepare for living their life on the runway. Let's just say that's the title. And in it, you have books on etiquette and posture and imagery, things of that nature, right? Let's say all of that is in place. Well, how do you not know that when you attend that networking event, you will be working with a woman who's mentoring young women and she needs something practical to use in her mentoring those young girls on getting ready for college, on getting ready for interviews, on getting ready for life. Your book could be just the thing she's looking for. Well, you won't know that if you don't do what? You have got to get out of the door. Let's just say you have a Bible study. You're a single woman. You've written a Bible study or maybe a devotional or something inspirational for single women. Well, these single women are waiting on you. They are at the networking events that you're going to go to. And now, with we talking about networking events, what I don't want you to think is that when you attend these events, you've got to bombard everybody that's attending with your book. But your book is your business card. So make it a point to decide, when I go to this event, my goal is to give out 5 of my books, or my goal is to give out 10 of my books. So that way, when you're out and about attending these events and in conversation with these people that might be in attendance as well, you not only are intentional about the networking events that you choose to go to, but you're on purpose with the people that you're speaking with. Everyone that you talk with, you want to give them an opportunity to learn about the book that you've written and to decide how the two of you could possibly collaborate. Her organization, her entity, her project, her mission work might be a beautiful parallel to what your book is about. The networking events will give you an opportunity to get the word out about not only who you are and the book you've written, but how you might be a perfect collaborator with another organizational person. Number one, you have got to go to these networking events, ladies. You've got to go to these networking events. The people are waiting on you. Number two are vendor events. Vendor events are another version of networking events, except that you will probably have a table on display. This can be within your local city or anywhere in a geographical area that you set. Once upon a time, I said if I could drive there within a day, then that's my territory. So I would look at a map, put a pin at the city in which I lived, and I would go 2 hours north, south, east, and west, create a circle, and then that became the territory that I worked. So with that strategy in mind, I would also say I'm going to check for vendor events in that geographical area. Now you are expanding the word. You're getting the word out, but you're getting the word out in a greater, in more territories, in a more expansive area. Vendor events give you an opportunity not only to meet other vendors who might, of course, have products and services that you're interested in, but also, again, you want to make sure that you realize that your book is your business card. So these vendor events give you an opportunity to not only meet others and to support others, but to be able to communicate with them the book that you've written and how the content may be of benefit to them or someone you know. Again, we are attending these events, these vendor events, with the objective of getting new readers in engaged in our books, buying our books, but also connecting with other people who offer products or services, who have organizations or missions or things of interest that would allow us to partner with them. It's about collaborations and building relationships. You have got to get the word out. You have got to get out of the door. And vendor events are an excellent way to do that. Now, how do you know about vendor events? How would I know in this? So where do I need to go? That's an excellent question. You're going to go right back up to the website, go right into Facebook, go into events, and you can specify the cities and look at dates. Go 30, 60, 90 days out to give yourself time to plan. And you want to check for these events periodically, not just one time and say, I didn't see anything, so I just let it go. Because events are posted all the time. So you want to make sure not only are you looking at vendor events in your general area, but again, use the strategy that I suggested. Take a map, put a pin in the city where you live, go out 2 hours, north, south, east, west, create a circle, and then commit to being a part of something in the towns and cities and municipalities that are encompassed within that sphere, within that 2 mile radius or 2 hour drive radius that you've already identified. Go to Facebook and look up events. Go to meetup.com and look for events. Find events that you can serve as not only as an attendee of a networking event, but also a vendor. Last but certainly not least, number 3, Another way to market and advertise, another way to get the word out, another way for you to get out of the door is find ways in which you can market and advertise. This is going to require a little more of an investment because marketing and advertising in local magazines and newspapers will cost, but you can do something if not monthly, quarterly, twice a year, or once a year. Set your budget and make it happen. Do you have local newspapers or magazines in your city, in town? Then definitely market and advertise with them because they have a viewership, they have subscribers, they have a paper, tangible magazine, and they very well may have a digital platform. This now expands your reach even further. Working in your general community is great. Working within a 2-hour radius, north, south, east, and west of you is great. But when you choose to market and advertise in local newspapers and magazines, or magazines in your state, or magazines that have a national platform, then there you have it. People have an opportunity to not only read about you, but even learn more about your book and actually secure your book. Here at Chosen Pen, one of the things we do in working with our authors is to encourage them to always be engaged in activities where people get to not only meet them, but learn more about the book that they've written. Your book is your business card. Always remember that. So everywhere you go, take a copy with you. At Chosen Pen, when working with our clients, there are 2 things that we encourage each of them to do, for sure. Well, let's just say 3. 3 things we encourage is for them to have a media kit that will come in handy for them for those networking and vendor events. When you build those, make those connections and get ready to build those collaborations, you will want a media kit. Number 2, we encourage you to take advantage of our best sale campaign, where we work diligently with our team to help you attain best sale status via Amazon. That way, that adds the best sale logo. The best sale designation will be associated with your name so that when you are out networking and attending these events, you won't just be an author, but you will be a best-selling author. And number 3, we have a collaboration with an organization that we love because it gives you opportunity to plug into a tour, a virtual tour. Pump Up Your Book. Miss Dorothy is a gemstone. She is a gem, and we love working with her. She and her organization, Pump Up Your Book, gives opportunity for you to be seen and or talked about via 15 or more platforms throughout the United States. Bloggers and podcasters will get information about you and your book and share it with their audience. Again, that's another way for you to market and advertise your book. It's another way for you to get the word out about who you are and the content of your book. It is an excellent way for you to get out of the door. Remember, success does not happen by accident. It happens with intention. And these are 3 practical actions that you can take starting now to go ahead and do what's necessary to get the word out about who you are and what you have to offer. I hope this short talk served you well. Thanks so much for joining. Be back next week, next Monday, 6 p.m. We look forward to seeing you.